Vagrant, welcome back to Starfield. In the last video, lots of big things happened. We got to the end of the game, essentially. We now have all of the artifacts. They're all sitting on our ship, ready to be slopped in, ready to push us forward to the Unity, but we're not going to do that quite yet, because we've just married Andresia, and it would feel a little bit mean to leave her behind already. I'm actually dreading it. I was just thinking a minute ago, what we're about to do is keeping the peace for the UC and deep cover. I suspect that's all we're going to do. I think that's kind of the plan now, and how we finish things off is to do these faction lines that I've been ignoring, the Crimson Fleet one in particular. And I was thinking, you know what, we could go to New Game Plus and do them there. It actually sounds like quite a nice idea to go into New Game Plus and do these faction lines, and that way we've kind of got an introduction into New Game Plus and all this kind of jazz. And I very nearly started this video saying that's what we're going to do. Very, very nearly. But then I thought, well, that means leaving Andresia behind.
I have never quite been able to think of New Atlantis as home. Though I suppose I should.
What the hell is it? Oh, it's over there. It means leaving Andresia behind already, and I just can't quite bring myself to do that yet. We've only just got married. We've only just committed to each other. I can't bring myself to leave her behind quite yet. It's going to be sad when we do it. So we're going to do this. We're going to do the Crimson Fleet. There's obviously a ton of quests and stuff we haven't done at this point in time. A lot of this we have actually done, and it's kind of lying to me, but there's a lot of this we haven't done. A lot of missions here we haven't quite done. But there's no reason we can't do them on New Game Plus instead. And if anything, if we're going to be doing DLC down the line, it might be a good idea to kind of... What the hell? Did you see? Was that Andresia? Did you see that? I think that was Andresia just flash across the screen like a ghost. I think... I don't know what I think. I think things. Yeah, so this is the current idea. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go into New Game Plus, fly through that a little bit, see how that's different, see what changes, see what we get, yada, yada, yada. And then that'll be the end for a little bit, and we'll come back with the DLC down the line in our New Game Plus mode. Maybe do some quest lines that we haven't done, of course do the DLC. That's my plan going forward. It may well change. I decided this in the last like 2 minutes, so, you know, things are liable to change, but here we are. UC building. Hello, buddy. Okay. At least we have a very easy way to get credits. I can go set up another outpost, although finding that location again is going to be murder. But we're not going to lose our outpost building skills, for example. So we can build all that. We can go get ourselves set up really easily, make a ton of credits, kind of... And because we don't lose our skills, as long as I get credits back, I don't lose much in that regard. Anyway, hello.
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of my division's work.
Agent Plato.
I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much.
That was ominous. I was asked by UC Security to pick something up.
They've got you doing grunt work, Captain. Hardly the reward I'd expect for saving the city from a terramorph attack.
Well, Sergeant Yumi needed the help. I volunteered.
Admirable. I bet qualities like that are precisely why you've moved so quickly up the ranks. But I'm sure stopping a terramorph invasion didn't hurt your case. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis.
Okay.
Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi, and the job's done. Good luck with the mission.
I don't know if this is the start of a quest line, or if this just happens to be like a single standalone mission that I never did. Because obviously it doesn't, it's part of the UC, but it doesn't feel connected to what we've done before. I don't know where this fits in. Is Sergeant Yumi a terramorph in disguise? Could be, could be. Let's go grab the NAT. It's quite quiet. I wonder if it is quieter at night time. I swear there's usually a lot more people here. But obviously it's, you know, middle of the night, so no one's here. Dong. See you, Nat. You laggy little lemon. I wonder if that's someone with a hat on. I know most of you probably know about this, but... Oh, people have been blowing up about the stupidest thing lately. I saw a thing on Twitter where people, or Reddit, people are raging about Starfield because they zoomed out in photo mode and they saw that when it's raining, the rain was just around the character. Now, technically, most games put it around the camera, not the character, for obvious reasons. But all games do this. Like, a game, when it rains, it doesn't render the rain a million miles away, because what's the point? It's just a waste of resources. I don't think people realize how much games are like cheats, basically. You know, if I look here, the stuff behind me isn't there. It doesn't exist anymore. The backside of this does not exist. You know, this here, this poster here, does not exist right now. The game doesn't render it, because what's the point? Games are built on cheats, otherwise they wouldn't bloody work. That looks like a bomb. Agent Plato's package. I'm going to touch his package. Okay, let's go to Yumi. The city's got a weirdly ominous feeling at night. The texture of the city's a little bit spooky. Everyone's just gawking at me, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to spend. Very strange behaviors.
I do find that statue pleasing. I wonder if it matches the original vision of the artist, or if they changed the design as they worked on it.
It's a strange thing to wonder. I can't leave Andreja behind. It's really upsetting me already. Ah, God. I'll never love again, Andreja. It is like she's dying or I'm dying. It's essentially the same thing, in a way. If we cease to exist in this universe anymore, then aren't we dead for all intents and purposes?
How's the investigation going? Still have questions?
I've got your
Go ahead and
package.
ask. Good work, Captain. Suffice to say, you were overqualified for this job, but given our staffing problems, I'm still glad you showed up. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign?
Glad it worked out.
As am I. And the best part is, since you're all part-timers, there's no paperwork. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know. Ah, if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. See you
Okay,
later.
I feel like what that was kind of like the one, I think that's the equivalent of the ranger mission we did in the last video, where basically if you want to keep working, they've got these random little jobs that'll send you around doing not very exciting things, basically. To get the feeling that's what just happened. So we're not going to worry about that anymore. We are then instead going to move on to Deep Cover and the Crimson Fleet storyline. Commander Chwala of the UC Vanguard has provided me with an assignment. So we got this a long time ago. I'm to report to the UC Vigilance and speak to Commander Kibwe Akanda for the details. So we got this from the UC guy probably in episode 2 or 3, honestly, and I've been holding off.
I find the interior of this ship
that's very cool.
comforting.
Dad, have you ever tried Aurora?
Well, not in a long time.
I'm glad he told her the truth. I
Not
appreciate that.
since you were born.
What was it like?
Document take were terrible. Terrible. It was terrible. You stay away from that stuff, Cora. Trust me. It's the worst.
A tough question to balance that, I'm sure. So, the UC Vigilance.
Captain,
Oh,
greetings.
hey, you were just waiting for me. Hey, Vasco. Sis Death Guard. Hello, Sis Death Guard.
Welcome aboard the UC Vigilance.
Thanks.
Did you have any questions before I escort you to the commander?
Nope, let's go.
Understood? If you'd follow me, please. So, you're the vanguard that took down that terramorph on Tau Ceti.
Do what I do.
You've made quite an impression around here. Everyone upstairs is talking about it. Damn. That must have been one hell of a firefight. I almost regret missing out on all the fun. Of course, we don't normally see that kind of action on the Vigilance, but we have our moments. All right, Vanguard. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Akande should be waiting for you. Good luck.
Cheers, buddy. Let's go chat. See what this is all about. I mean, it's called Deep Cover, so I've kind of made some assumptions as to what it's all about. But I guess we'll find out for sure. This is cool.
Hey.
That is a commander pose right there.
Ah, there you are. Commander Kibwe Kande, UC SysDev. Glad to have you aboard. I was beginning to think you were having second thoughts about Commander Tuala's offer.
Why? Because it's been years since he mentioned it. Tuala convinced me it'd be good for the greater good. Here I am.
It appears he's certainly picked the right person for the job. So, now that you're part of the team, allow me to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance, SysDev's nerve center dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet.
Impressive ship. Don't see why I fit in.
Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element that we've been lacking. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse.
Get me in a room with them, I'll talk them into anything.
Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention.
I didn't really get a choice now, did I? Like, we've already loaded these hard drugs onto your ship, just so you know.
You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to do.
Saoirse. I like that name, actually.
Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. Eager to get going? Good. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down.
I'll do my best.
I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDev, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control.
Can't make any promises.
I don't want promises. I'm just asking you to think. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. Good luck.
Thanks. Why am I the only one who can do this? Out of curiosity, because I'm famous for having defended the city and worked with UC security to defeat the Terramorphs. Surely that would be held against me, if anything. And B,
excuse me,
how am I meant to infiltrate a pirate smuggling crew and still follow a rigorous set of rules about, like, about...
Howdy.
What's the word I'm looking for? Conduct. Like, I'm sure the conduct is don't smuggle things, don't pirate ships. I'm like, well, I'm trying to join some pirates. I'm gonna have to smuggle and pirate some stuff, you know? Anyways. Gillian Toft. What a name.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood?
Sure. If you want me to steal from thieves.
Rationalize it however you like, but that evidence is critical to the success of Commander Akande's operation. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig.
Seems like she's not a fan.
For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard.
I'll bring you as much as I can find.
That's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, there's one more thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts.
Cool.
It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Akande's idea. All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed.
In the last video,
We'll be here if you need us.
I talked about how there are certain, like, I was talking about Pinot Noir, right? I was talking about how there's certain, oh, do I have 2 already? I think that's like a constant one, yeah. There's certain words that if you'd only seen them written down, and you never heard them, you wouldn't know how to pronounce them. You wouldn't necessarily pronounce them in the way that they're actually pronounced. I was using Pinot Noir as an example. Saoirse is an example for me, because I don't think I've ever heard...
can be quite lucrative if you survive.
I don't think I've ever heard that name said out loud. Now, I do know it's a name, because Saoirse Ronin, I think that's her last name, is a actress whose name I've seen pop up several times. But I've always pronounced it as like Saoirse or something like that, because that's how it looks. Like, there's no reason you'd read that and think Saoirse. But I suspect it might be Irish. I'm kind of curious now. I'm going to have a little Google. Oh, so Liverpool just equalised, so I'm happy about that. Saoirse. Yeah, Saoirse Ronan, actress. American-born Irish actress. So she's American, Irish. I quite like it as a name. I was just thinking about it. Like, just if I ever have kids, I'd quite like them to have an Irish name or a Manx name or something like that, because, you know, that's what I am. And I think Saoirse Dalgarno actually sounds quite nice. I'm just thinking, that kind of works. So I need to have a kid called that, or I need to marry someone called Saoirse and see if they'll change their name. Not that I require people to change their name, frankly.
Simply cannot.
They're changing the name. Right, I'm going to talk about this briefly. Sorry, I know I tend to go off topic, but I think that's part of the reason people watch me in the first place. I had this discussion with my ex when we were talking about marriage and stuff like that, and they suggested they weren't going to change their name. They just kind of brought that up, like, I'm not changing my name, I'm going to keep my last name, because it's the same last name as their kid and stuff like that. You know, that's totally fair enough. And in a very 2023 progressive kind of way, that is completely fine, right? As it should be. There's no real reason that the woman should change her last name when they get married. What I don't mind is if both members change their name to have like a double-barreled name, but my name is so long already, it's kind of a pain in the ass if you double-barrel it. But I can't pretend otherwise. I was a little disappointed in a way. I like, and I know it's ridiculous. I know it is, like, in a logical way. But I was a little sad that they weren't going to take my last name. Not that we were going to get married, and obviously now we're not going to get married. It was just like a hypothetical discussion for the future, which at this age you kind of need to have these days. And, you know, just a random conversation we ended up having. Part of me was a little disappointed, and I think that must just be because it's normalized so much. It is just a thing, and it'll become less of a thing with time, because at the end of the day, it's based in misogyny. It's based in how women became property when they were married off. You know, there's no real reason the woman should take the man's last name when they get married. There's legit no real reason at all, and yeah, I know that. I'm very aware of that, and I'm very for righting those wrongs, and yeah, I was still a little bit disappointed. It's just interesting sometimes that you can be very aware of these things, and yet because of cultural norms that have been embedded in you for your entire bloody life, you can still react in a way that you find disappointing. Like, I'm not happy about that. I wish I hadn't had any reaction whatsoever other than, yeah, that's fine. So it's just aware that's something I need to consider. Anyways, oh, I'm gonna chat to you actually.
Hey, welcome to
because I have a buttload of weapons. It'd be nice if I could sell from my person as well, actually, now that I think about it. Demoralizing refined pacifier. Is that any good compared to my existing shotty? Because my shotty kind of sucks. But this sucks much more, unfortunately. That sucks as well. Not even that, not even that. Apparel, we've got the collector's outfit. I'm not going to go with a misc. Videotape. Really need to dispose of some of the stuff. Got loads of mines now. Get rid of these. Just don't like mines. But you know what? That's an interesting point to consider as well. Maybe in our New Game Plus, we can try to play in a slightly different way. Maybe our character's a little bit more brutal. Maybe our character uses mines and stuff like that.
I have never been one
you know,
to shy.
it's maybe they do try melee. Maybe they use the cutter. You know, we can kind of mess around with stuff like that, which I think is interesting. Right, are any of these any good? No, no, no. The mag shot is insane damage, but I don't like mag shots, so no. Maybe I should give her the mag shot, now that I think about it. Interesting. I'm still not sure on this. It hits like a truck, but... I wonder if I can give her like a better pack. Interesting. Can I make her equip that? That's my beautiful one, isn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna give that a go. Let me give her a... Oh, I don't have any spacesuits. Let me give her a good pack. I'll give her that one because it's got good DR. I wonder if this will increase her defensibility. I'm not sure. And she can carry those for a while. Alright, let me flog these weapons.
Leaving so soon.
No, I'm not going anywhere, baby cakes. Don't worry about it.
Take your time. Sounds like a plan.
Get rid of some of these. He buys illegal weapons, so he's based. Look, I think it's like a truck. Well, it's only got 6 mags, which is part of the problem. Like, you wouldn't usually maybe look at the mag size when checking out DPS, but if you have to reload the weapon constantly, then obviously it isn't actually doing that much damage, or it does less than you would think. I think that is our lot. Why is my weight so high? 8? Not really. Kind of. Not really. Why is this so high? Is it misc? Not really. Like, it's these, isn't it? We've got a ton of these all of a sudden. I don't really use grenades. Let me just get rid of some of these. It's still higher than I want. As part of it's this. We've got the collector's outfit, which weighs 2, but I'd still be on 100. I'm just getting more way down over time for reasons I can't figure out. Yeah, whatever. We're back up to over 500k credits, by the way. Can I point that out? Like, we are rolling in credits, and I've mentioned how we're going to do New Game Plus and stuff like that. Credits aren't that hard to come by. However, if we're going to play New Game Plus, suddenly having commerce suddenly seems more helpful, doesn't it? Because right now we've got loads of credits, but if we were starting up from 0 credits again, commerce is obviously very helpful. Anywho, I can't remember how you pronounce the name. Sashi? Sashi?
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy.
And she's Irish, as she should be. Very appropriate. I have to check the football results. God, Blackburn's smashing Cardiff. I'm here to sell, but I'm looking for you.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that line. Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having a laugh. What have you got for me?
Take a look at this sample.
Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
If the trade authority is not interested, that says a great deal.
If you can't handle it, point me to someone who can.
All I'm going to point at is the ceiling, with my middle finger. Get that stuff out of here before UC security catches on. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit.
It's 1,000 credits. Why do I just blow your brains out? See, that's the kind of thing, like, my character wouldn't say that, but you know what? New Game Plus, maybe that's who we are for that playthrough, you know? I like that idea a lot now that I think about it. The only thing I'm going to miss in New Game Plus, really, is Andrasia, my ship, and my outposts. I don't think that's that big a deal. Andrasia's the big deal. It's 1,000 credits, who cares?
You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unlock
What a
that stuff
coinky
for you.
dink.
Just demand the extra credits up front next time. These games are juvenile and tiresome.
I love her.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah.
You need something, dearest?
I get the feeling 1,000 credits is actually quite a lot. It's probably about 1,000. Well, let's think about this logically compared to the value of a ship. The best ships in the game, the best, cost about 700,000 or 800,000. It's hard to spend more than that. You know, you can maybe cost about $1 million. Now, if you compare that to real-world cars, the very best cars in the game, the very best cars in the world cost. What does a Bugatti Veyron go for? Is that even the best? I don't know. I think you can spend a few million on a car. For example, how much does price of Rolls Rolls-Royce Phantom. From 400k. So you can probably spend at least $1 million. Most expensive car. 14.4 million. The Bugatti La Voiture Noire. So 14.4 million for the most expensive car in the world. Let's say the most expensive ship in this game is about 2 million credits. And it probably isn't. I think you would struggle to spend 2 million. But let's say it is. That means that a credit is worth 7 times what a pound is worth, right? I'm using pounds here. So a credit's worth 7 times a pound. Is my theory that the most expensive spaceship and the most expensive car are relative in value. You'd actually expect the spaceship to be much more expensive than the more expensive car, so if anything it's worth even more, but let's roll with that for now. That means that 1,000 credits it's 7 grand. It's actually quite a large amount of money. I toss it out because it's nothing to my character, but it's a decent chunk of cash in reality.
If you see any trouble, you let us know.
Anywho, hello, you do look shady, don't you? Adler Kemp.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away.
I like you, Adler. You didn't stand up. Sashi Bowden said you could help me move some of this.
Hey, why don't you say that a little louder?
Sorry.
I don't think
Sashi Bowden.
Sea guard in Sidonia heard you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first.
Sure.
Right down to business. And no small talk. I like it.
I see no good reason why we should have any extra dealings with the likes of you.
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back.
He's German. Let's just pay his debt off right now. We can get down to business.
Feel free to throw as many credits in my face as you want, but that isn't the point. We need to make an example out of this guy. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable-looking guy in the entire place.
Just gotta find a mirror. Interesting. So I'm wondering how much of this quest line... Hello? Oh, apparently, wait, I want to follow this for a sec. Bear with me. I saw a thing on Reddit. Someone posted a video of the sanitation bot, and it started playing like a little lullaby. Just want to see if it does it. So sneaky, Andreja. I was also thinking, just a second ago, as I want to do, that some skills, like leadership, companions gain affinity 25% faster, just decided I'm going to take that, are going to be much, much more helpful next time around. I'm kind of prepping myself for New Game Plus now, skills-wise.
You're here. What a coincidence.
Sprint 1,000 meters with an active follower. Easy enough. Whee! Because obviously we're probably gonna take Sarah or someone next time. We're gonna mix up our companion next time around, and we want them to gain affinity with us nice and quick, right?
Have you checked your air filter?
It felt less useful this time because me and Andreja were already very close, but we've had tens of hours together that we might not get on a New Game Plus playthrough. So we're just gonna start doing little things that kind of prep us for the future a little bit better. I think that's a smart idea. I think I'm big brain.
I heard they found another new freshwater deposit in one of the mines. So much better than paper.
Okay, so yeah, I'm very curious about this questline. How much are we going to be able to circumvent the less than savoury approaches that a pirate might usually take?
Something I can help you with?
You look pretty miserable. I'm here to collect the credits yours at Adler Camp.
Adler Camp? Who the heck is that?
I really don't have time to play games.
What? Play what games? You're obviously confusing me with someone else. Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax. This has been fun, though. Whatever.
Go back and tell Adler you said that.
Adler, Adler. Oh, wait. You mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else.
Uh-huh.
I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good?
Sounds like you're gonna do a runner to me. I feel bad, like, I don't think Adler, I'm just trying to put the blame on Adler where I can. I don't think he's going to be satisfied with that option.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
Clearly this man has never seen how hard I can squeeze.
I love you so much. Promise to stop borrowing from Adler and I'll pay the debt for you. Let's go with that.
Holy crap. Really? You'd do that for me? Wow. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. For everything. And don't worry. I'll never borrow anything from Adler again. I promise.
I was just thinking about you.
Big flirt. Okay. See, it's things like that. I'm not even going to talk about this too much now, but I like the idea that maybe we take a completely different approach to that quest. I mean, whether I would actually do all these quests again on a New Game Plus is another matter, but just an interesting idea. But as is, at the end of the day, the guy's been put down by a loan shark, and I've got credits to spare that I'm really not using for anything at all. I'm really not. What? I've got 500k that I have nothing to spend on. I think the game could actually do with a more credit sinks. You got houses, but houses don't feel like if I could teleport straight to my house, I'd probably utilize it more.
How's the saying go? Show no mercy.
But as it is, I don't really see any reason to go to the house. So,
to instantly jump across
hello, Adler.
Have something for me?
It's all here.
There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me.
My poor credits.
He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message?
He got the message.
Nice, nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates?
Liverpool just went 2-1 up. If you think they can handle me, oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I like your style. All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Neva Mora. She's second to the big boss himself. Head out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
Not bad. And a little bit of XP. Rendezvous with the Astraea. Okay, let's go. Is it a spaceship? Space station. What is it?
It is good to be back in our own
Finally
ship.
had the guts to show up. Looks like Adler finally did something right for once. So, big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew.
That's what I'm here for. Damn right I am.
You betting your life on that? Because the only way out of our organization is with a warhead up your grab drive. So, before I put you to work, let's get everything out in the open. I don't know if Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he hasn't. But you aren't about to sign up with any average pirate crew. You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into Enceladus's orbit. On board that ship, you'll find a traitor named Austin Rake. I want him dead.
Consider it done.
It's done when Rake stops breathing. Head back here when you're finished. And don't keep me waiting for long.
Why am I so attracted to this woman?
Her words are measured and carry weight. She is not to be trifled with.
Right. Good chat. Okay, now hopefully there's a way to do this without killing them. They say he's a traitor. I'm assuming that means they've abandoned the Crimson Fleet. They've tried to leave the Crimson Fleet. This doesn't sound like it's something you're particularly allowed to do.
Want to hear a poem I wrote?
A haiku, huh? That sounds exciting. Let's hear it.
Okay. It's called Space.
Cora, please. They really need to change this so that if I'm in dialogue with someone else, everyone else shuts up.
Is cold and dark. Starships fly there like comets, carrying us home.
It's not bad. Hey, will you write it down so I can carry a copy with me?
I'll copy down too. You know how you lose things. I still don't know how you lost that picture of Nibbles the comet-eating bunny.
Sam seems like a good dad. He bores me a little bit, but he seems like a good dad. You have a crewman on board I'm looking for.
All right. And what are your intentions with this crewman?
Shoot him in the face. Shoot him in the face. Oh, here we go. Okay, you see Sistev. The fleet wants Austin Rick dead. I'd like to board your ship and talk about how to spare him.
Oh, God. I do not know.
It would be wise for you to take this offer. It shows more mercy than you know.
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly, it will be safer for us that way. All right, you can dock. We will talk then.
Okie dokie. I like the idea that I could, if I wanted, convince them of this. Hop on and then shoot him in the face anyway.
I could really listen to Barry. Ship is now docked.
They talk too much though, and they talk over each other, and they talk when there's important stuff going on, and there's just too much talking sometimes from your companions. This is it's an intimidating sight. Hello.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship.
Very much so, yes.
If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece.
That sounds like a good idea. I just don't know who's listening over comms. This is safer.
That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to. Now, do you mind telling us what this is all about?
Fleet won't Rick dead. I want to resolve this without violence.
You really do not know which one of us is Rick, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port.
As long as he agrees to turn himself into Sistev. Yeah, deliver him to Sistev. If the fleet find out about this deal, we're both exposed.
That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you, Austin?
Do I have a choice?
No.
It does not appear you do. Well then, it is agreed. You go back to your ship and we will make sure Rake was never on ours. And in case any of your handlers get suspicious, here. We had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged. This should be proof you were not here to bargain.
Smart guy, Dimitri. All right. So basically, he's an ex. He's an ex.
will be grateful for this.
He's an ex-pirate. He's joined their crew. I think they probably knew that by the sounds of things, but either way, he's got to leave, turn himself into Sistev. What he's going to do at Sistev, I don't know. Are they going to let him live? I mean, they'll let him live. Are they going to jail him for pirate activities? Are they going to put him to work? Hide him away somewhere? Is there like a witness protection?
Released. Let's go.
Let's go. Meow. I'm going to miss you, ship. I mean, in a way, I've talked about this as well. Like, I'm kind of sad that we're going to lose our ship, but it's an opportunity to build a completely different ship, right? In New Game Plus. I like that idea as well. I'm convincing myself more and more that I'm excited about New Game Plus.
Damn mercs just don't know how to take
Target shield system is fried and grab drive is fried.
Film and ecliptic, numpties.
Got their grab drive.
Is she proud of me? Proving my worth a little bit.
Thanks for the help with Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate.
Austin Rick is dead. Ragana survived.
Huh. No kidding. That'll make Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yep, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you. If you screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear?
We clear, we clear, we Gucci. About damn time.
You better stow that crap before you make me change my mind.
But I've got so much attitude.
Now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Joining the Crimson Fleet is hardly a cause for celebration. But you have your reasons. So for now, I will allow it.
It is one of my main problems with this game, and I'm really hoping it's something that gets addressed in DLC or an update. There's 4 proper companions, right? There's only 4 romanceable companions, and there's 4 fully fledged companions with quests and stuff like that, and they're all Constellation members, and they're all, even Andreja, who comes from a smuggling past, yada yada yada, they're all goody two-shoes to an extent. They're all, you know, if you had an alignment chart, they'd all be good at the very least. Maybe chaotic good in the case of Andreja, for example, but they'd all be good. There's no even neutral companions. Like Vasco's the most neutral companion you can get. And there's no evil companions. There's no one anything like that. So that I think that's actually one of my big problems with the game. I'd love if you could have a because I feel bad doing, like, I maybe want to do some piratey kind of stuff, but I'd feel bad about it because the game, like, I know my companions would take an issue with it. They don't like you doing negative things. And at the end of the day, it's an RPG, so if I want to be a bastard, I should be able to be a bastard, and I should be able to have a companion that supports that as an idea.
I saw one of the ensigns get an Alpha Centauri from
But hey.
We got the message from the Ragana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books.
You proud of me?
Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for.
Glad he surrendered. Didn't want to kill anyone, innocent or otherwise.
That's a smart line to follow. Part of this role you're playing means having to make hard choices. Just remember not to lose yourself in the part.
We did our best not to cross the line, but the more we do, the more we risk exposing the deception.
Oh, one more thing before we move.
He's just gonna ignore that.
For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship. There was concern after what happened with the Ragana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
Smart, I guess. I don't like the idea that they're kind of pulling the strings so much behind the scene.
But a gamble that hopefully paid off. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet?
Sure do.
Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct.
Saoirse.
After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Everything's going good. Those idiots don't know we're not doing that.
Yes, you pass your first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neighbor's agenda?
Look, no harm, lad, but you work for the government, so you basically work for criminals anyway. That's what we're all here for. Deep political commentary. I was told to meet Neva at the Key.
Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet. I have a profile here with some information on his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
What is there to know? He is pirate scum, like all of them.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the Key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed.
He has a lovely smooth head. Sorry.
We got a wager going over.
But that kind of proved my point just there. Like Andresia's reaction to that. Oh, those pirate scum, I hate them all, Gurg. Which is fine. That's what she should be like. I want a companion who right there at that moment was like, yeah, fuck yeah, pirates. Let's go murder some innocents. You know? I think that would be cool.
What are you hailing for? Land in the Key or don't?
Wait, what? Acquire the power on Nebus? Wait, what? Right, yeah, I was curious about this, because there's 4... I'm sorry, what? 4... What? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 14 undiscovered temples. What? What? Why is this one just popped up? Is it because we came... Nebus? Wait, where am I? Is Nebus nearby? Is one of you Nebus? Oh, Nebus. So I wonder if I find more of the temples by... Like, if I hop into a new system and there's a temple in that system, if it's going to tell me. I'm not doing 14 of them, though. That's madness. That's actual legitimate madness. I'm going to dock, but I want to get close enough to get a good photo. Need a thumbnail. And we're 48 minutes in and nothing has happened that's photo-worthy right now, so it's going to be the Key to kick things off. The lighting is not doing me any favors here, it must be said. It's too wide. That's not where I need to go left. Meow. Because I'm trying to catch it in the light of the planet, you see. That's not going to work, is it? The problem is, Starfield is a new game, right? Well, pretty new at this point. God, it's already a month old, near enough. Which means there's not that many screenshots out there. So, when I need a screenshot for a thumbnail, they're not necessarily forthcoming as stock. Anyways, maybe we'll find a good photo on the Key itself. The Key of Evil. Key of... Summer?
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
Let's check this out. So this is the pirate base, I guess. This is the Crimson Fleet's base.
You said the take was 10K, but it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10.
I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Thanks, buddy.
Not my problem. If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
Oh, damn.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new roof.
Hey, steal from me and get caught. Better off dead.
Nice moves.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor.
I heard Isla's sister is some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side.
The hell took you so long? Forget how to grab jump or something?
Why? Did you miss me?
Please. It'd be one less sloppy rook whose mess I had to clean up. The last thing I need is another Austin rate getting cold feet. You want to leave the fleet? You pay the price. Not in credits, but in blood.
Job's done, I'm here. Back off.
Fair enough. Glad to see you showing some backbone.
I figured that kind of attitude might work
Just be
here.
careful that you can back up that attitude before you square off with someone who can kick your ass.
Yeah.
But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Keep. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together.
Looks like a good place for R&R. Looks like a dump, but it really pisses the UC off that you're stationed here.
You think? And that's only part of it. I'll let Delgado fill you in on the whole story. He tells it better anyway. But I can give you the short version while we walk the station.
It must be very embarrassing for the UC to be in this situation.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Keep. But it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
I like it. Alright, let's go. Hopefully, good opportunity for a thumbnail.
History time. So, the Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, Lock, Key. Cute, huh?
Very cute. Key of Awesome? That's what I'm thinking of. Anyways. This is very similar to a particular scene in BioShock.
Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course you
Okay, I'm gonna grab a screenshot. This is the time. Just so I've got something for the Key. It's not great, but it's something. Man, grunge. Just look how much better that made it look. just for thumbnail purposes, I would suggest. It just gets rid of that washed out look, which I like. It's very atmospheric, but it's not good for thumbnails.
Credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nav. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the Key.
About time you brought us new blood, neighbor. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Elutra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Brooke, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the Key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on.
Quite a lot of personality in these
Back
rooms.
to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the Key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
Don't even try to rip me off.
Got Bradley from the trade
value
authority.
when I see it.
I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how high.
As if the trade authority
Then
operates
we
here
got
of
our
all
med bay
places.
on the left, run by the one and only Samina Misra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station. The Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin?
Just had a little thought for photo mode.
Right.
Bear with me. How close can I get to a chest? I just think maybe just that pirate symbol might be a really cool one. Where's the field of view? Is that cool? No, never mind.
It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices.
What is this?
It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest.
He's Iron Man.
Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
That's a little extreme. Most clever security measure I've ever seen.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me, or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
Delgano, fully. So my last name, obviously Delgano. We went to... Did I always talk about this? I don't know. Time has lost all meaning. My mum and I went to an Italian restaurant called Delgado's a couple months ago. It was very weird ringing up to book a... Because I rang up to book a table. She said, oh yeah, what's the name? I said, Delgano. She's like, wait, are you fucking with me right now? Delgano at Delgado's. There's also Dorado's in town. But you don't get out much.
It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk.
Is that any way to live, though?
Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Time to make those credits.
The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core.
Sounds like we'll be doing a lot of business together.
If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Let's have a little poke. Piracy in Cheyenne, piracy in Valo. So relieve it of its cargo. So stealing cargo, steal from Laredo firearms, or smuggle sentient AA adapter. So smuggling run. 130 kilograms left to hope that. I really like the idea of doing stuff like this. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I wouldn't get away with it on this playthrough, which is kind of, I don't want to piss off my wife, you know, and it doesn't fit my character. So maybe what we do is we do a new game plus where we don't take a companion with us and we just do smuggling runs and piracy and stuff like that. We just act like a dick, basically. It's the benefit of new game plus. You can just keep making new versions of yourself, and I think you would do. Like to an extent, you could say, well, you're the same character hopping between universes. But if you could go to a new universe, right? Right now, you've got the opportunity to go to a new universe. Nobody knows who you are. You know how they're going to act roughly. You know, people will change, but nobody knows who you are. You could remake yourself in any image you wanted, and I think, like, if you'd done it a few times, you'd probably have a stab at just being a massive dick, you know, in one universe. And then if that doesn't work out for you, you just hop to a new one and kind of revert to type. It's kind of like if you lived forever. I think you'd end up doing everything, because why wouldn't you, you know?
Can all stop complaining? Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired.
What's this? Oh, it's a gym.
And you're welcome, Nev.
Tours over. Right, well, we'll end it there. Next video, we'll go meet Delgado. The Delgados are going to meet Delgado. It's going to be great. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.